it's interesting. I stumbled upon this article the other day, and I probably paid attention to it because it was talking about relationships between white women and black women. And I knew we were going to have this conversation. And it's written by a black woman. And one of the things she said was, well, I guess the question was, well, how come you don't have more white friends? First, she said, lack of trust or distrust. And then she said, absence of trust, which I mean, I can't say that I know what that is. But the other thing she said is white women tend to generally see black women as incredibly strong. And she used the phrase something like, white women don't see me. Yeah.
So I don't know if I've talked to you about this, but yeah, maybe I have, about the problems I'm having with some white women in responding to me and the work that I do. But I've had at least 3 Jubilee workshops where women were in tears about something I either said or did not say.
Well, I have learned one thing, and this is out of my personal relationship with my husband. He needs appreciation in a way that I don't need.
Oh.
So no, there's that. But the other thing that we've talked about, because you're talking about white women, right?
Mm-hmm. White women.
Well, there's the other part, and I think it's a phase. I don't know if it's a phase you have to go through as a white woman, and you take on anti-racism work, but there's like, I'm doing so much, I'm doing everything I possibly can. But I think we've talked about it. It's like comes from of a place for here, I'm here to help you. It's the social work distinction that you make, right? That somehow it's, I'm a white woman and it's that white savior thing. Mm-hmm. And
so do they need for me to validate that? Do they need for me to say to them, yes, you're doing that and I appreciate it, or you're a good person, or thank you?
I think that's what they're looking for. I think it's an important phase to move through because it's kind of like when we get stuck there and we don't see that this is about my humanity, our humanity, which I learned from you. I mean, I think I've moved in places because of my relationship with you and being in conversation with you. It's being, instead of this ally, accomplice, helper type thing, that I don't know, the new term is co-liberation.
Oh, we got another term now?
Yeah.
Oh, great. I'm just catching up to the latest ones, actually.
Well, yeah, you and I have kind of dissed the ally accomplice.
Yes.
It shows up like helper. The thing about collaborator has to do with recognizing that this is a we thing, this is a humanity thing, and to be able to drop the validation about being a good person and all of that. It's like I think that's where maybe we become able to do the work together.
Sometimes I think that the deal that white women have to face, or the issue they have to face, is, are they willing to really get in the fight, which means you're going to be giving up something. You may be giving up privilege, you may be giving up a relationship, but there's also much to be gained. But it's also letting go, giving up some things. And that's where we stop. That's where the rubber hits the road, because Black women do not believe white women will do that. And white women are not sure that they even want to do that. Because I remember the first time I heard about feminism, and my response was that we don't need feminism. Matter of fact, it was clearly Black women need for Black men to step up, because we had been aware so much in our community how many Black women were literally carrying the water to keep families going. Black women do not need Black men to, or any man for that matter, to care for them in that way, to meet their basic needs. But they do need the sense of love and protection and safety that men can offer in a relationship. I'm not sure what white women need. I mean, I do get the sense that there's a way in which they need to position themselves in their relationship with white men so that it won't be too difficult for them. Like they kind of want to stay in the good graces of white men, even when they see obvious injustice going on around them.
Yeah, well, this is what comes up for me is I can say that, it was going through my divorce and finding out I could absolutely take care of myself, my child. And I didn't know, I could say that I didn't know that. And I probably hung on or went through that process of what the hell am I doing longer because of that fear. Now, it really wasn't, if I look back, a rational fear, because I had a good job, I was making enough money, I had a support system, and going through that process is like, oh hell, I can do this. And from that point on, that was not part of my relationship thing. It wasn't about needing somebody that could financially take care of me, or any of that.
Or emotion, that you were your whole person, right? Wow.
As I discovered, but I mean, I really didn't know that.
Was it? Because I mean, this may sound like a really dumb question, but when I think about it, it came to mind was are both white women and Black women like half people? Like, you know what I mean? Like there's some part of them that their reference is somebody else. The reference is the man in their life. The reference is the wealth that I have, as opposed to understanding you being your own frame of reference in terms of how you make decisions about your life. Maybe, I mean, is that what happens to women? I'm sure I haven't seen many men do this. But I mean, is that the reality of being female, that we've referenced ourselves? Somebody else is our reference for understanding who we are, as opposed to ourselves. Is that true for?
Yeah, I probably have to ponder a long time on that question.
Maybe rather than moving away from each other, we should figure out how to create a space where we can be together and actually do the work of finding ourselves as women. That we do that work together. For however we're half people, for whatever reason, that we're half selves, that maybe it's in each other's company that we can find our whole selves as women. That if we can get through the questions or the lack of trust or the whatever, the frailty, the fragility, the anger, the pain, if we could do that work in each other's company, might help all of us feel like we're more whole as women.